Hey guys, what's up? Wade here, and in this video I'm going to be reviewing the Sakk Pack V2 from Sakk. Now if you're like me and you're in the video production space, you had to have gotten an ad for something from Sakk. They have that thing where you can put your camera on it and balance your camera, or a ton of different bags and stuff like that. So over time, after you get like 150 or 200 ads, you go, maybe I should buy that thing. So I actually ended up buying their large camera bag because I wanted to put our Canon R5C with the cine bag directly in a bag. Before, I was putting it kind of in an old camcorder bag, and it worked, but I couldn't put anything else in it. So it was a little inefficient carrying around a couple bags versus just carrying around one bag. So in this video, I'm actually just going to show you what we put inside this bag, and I'm going to talk about some things that I really like about it and some other things that maybe aren't my favorite. And again, I think the one main thing is just more of a self-conscious thing, but we'll get to that later in the video. Okay, so let's actually talk about the outside of the bag first and all the pockets you have with this bag, because there are a ton. And to start, there's one right on top, and I literally was thinking to myself, like, what could this be for? Like, I don't even understand. And then I took a look over and saw something that would fit perfectly, like most film people want, is like a, whoa, almost dropped it, a slate. It just fits right in here perfectly because it was almost like too small for like your laptop. Maybe like an iPad could go in here, or maybe some papers. So I was like, what could go in there? It's probably meant for this. And if not, well, the people at Sakk did a really good job of making sure it would fit a normal size one of these. So I'm actually going to take this out of my bag because we don't use it a ton. We probably should use it, but we don't. So I'm just being honest. So that's something for the top there. Over on the sides, I'll flip it over. You'll see you have zipper pockets. So this is for like a water bottle. You've got another pocket here, which is kind of a slimmer pocket, which I think you can see from the top-down cam. I'm using a Pocket Osmo for that. It's a much slimmer pocket. So, I mean, again, you could put some papers in here or maybe some cable ties or something like that. And then on these are a little bit more flexible. So then you have another pocket like this, which I've actually been putting clamps in. So I think it's on the other side. So let me flip this over. And before we get there too, you have all these pockets on the front, which all have like a nice light layer of padding to them. Look, it's still so new, I didn't even take the tag off yet. But all these pockets on front have just kind of like a nice padding to them, I think, and feels like it could protect something. Now, you're not going to put a camera in the front, but you might put a monitor or something like that, and I think it would be okay. Again, so 3 pockets in front for all sorts of storage, which is great. And then when we flip this over one more time, on this side, this is where I put a little small rig clamp because, I don't know, we always need those on set doing something, and you just have another pocket where you can put stuff in. So as you can see, just on the outside of the bag alone, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pockets. And I guess I wouldn't really call this one a pocket. This is more for your water bottle, but let's just say 9 pockets. So now let's actually talk about what I put inside the Sakk bag, which you can access it from the side here, do something like this, which I normally don't do. So when I open it, I don't know what's going to happen. Oh, okay, you can see I just have some gear here that is in there. So you could access it that way. That's not really for me, so generally speaking, I access it from the other way. And let me spin this around so you guys can get the best view. And one thing that I thought was kind of annoying at first, but now I figured out because I was watching the videos on how to do this. When you get this bag, it's not set up. So be ready to customize it to your own dimensions and everything like that. I know they probably can't send it set up because it was like a packing thing. It could pack a little flatter. But I had to actually look up a video from Sakk and be like, how did they set this up? Like, what do I do with these things? And what's the best way to set it up? Because I only want to set it up once. I don't want to be doing this every week, customizing this bag. But I'll put the video on screen that I looked at, and I kind of modeled my setup after this. Also, I for a second was like, when I unzip the bag and get it open, these straps are kind of like in my way for packing stuff. And I was like, ugh, this is annoying. Like, I can't get them out of the way. And if you see the top-down shot, they're still kind of in the way. All you have to do, again, so silly, but easy, quick tip, is just kind of flip them over like this. And now they're just like completely out of your way. So that's great because now I can access everything in this bag. So let's actually just start with over here, which has the pockets to the other bag here. So you've got 2 kind of meshy, soft pockets up top. And then you have a laptop sleeve, which is great because sometimes you will need a laptop, obviously, or if you're traveling and you want to travel with all this in your bag, you can throw a laptop in there as well. So, okay, so for what we have in this bag, we have 2 cameras, 6 lenses, 5 or 6 batteries, and then some accessories. So that's great for us when we have to go on like a bigger shoot and we don't want to be carrying around a bunch of cases. So to start, like the main reason we got this bag is for the camera with the cine back on it, which I have a video on this. I talk about it. I've been loving it. I haven't taken the camera out of the cine back, but as you can see, there's this big old camera on here. This is a Canon R5C with the cine back attachment with a 24-70, and it just slides in just like this into the bag, which is amazing because, again, I was using this other bag and it just wasn't really working well for me. So it's really great that I can put that in there with accessories like the handle, and this is the monitor, and I can just slide them all in the same slot and just know all my stuff is right in the bag. So again, now you might be thinking, well, where do you put the other camera? For this one, I just put another Canon R5C that I need to get a cage for, honestly. But this is just a 35mm lens. So it just slides in a little pocket right here. And I leave that in there, and I always like leaving the memory card side up because you can actually, you know, check, oh, my memory card's in there. I don't know, if you're like me, I just leave the memory cards in the camera because I don't want to forget them. That's like my biggest fear. But then again, let's go through what lenses we have in here now too. So we've got a 70-200, which the EF version, so the bigger version, because the RF version's a little smaller. For most people who do like prosumer, professional like shoots, you'll probably have a 70-200, and it just slides right down in there like that, no problem. And it's not even close to the top, which I like. We have another 16-35, which oddly is a kind of big lens. I'll put it up here on the top shot. It's an EF lens as well, and we got to put the adapter on the end, which makes it a little longer, having the EF attachment on here. Again, that's in here, and I really like how I have this laid out. Like, I already messed up my system by flipping that one around, but you can see I've labeled all my lenses like this, so I can see 70-200, 16-35. This one's 24-105. The f4 lens that also has an attachment on the end, and I just kind of tuck this up towards the top because it's not a lens we use all the time, so it's kind of like in a nice spot in the corner. That's the one thing I will say about this bag, is there's definitely like this area here, very easy to access. The up by the straps is kind of a good place to just put things where you're like, I don't need that all the time, but I might need it. Like something I do need, like V-mount battery chargers. I definitely need this, but like I don't need it every day, or like a lot of times our V-mount batteries are charged enough, but I definitely put this just right up here in the corner so I can access it. I've got a set of DJI mics in here, so these just, again, fit in really nice, and we actually have 2 sets of these, and I've just been taking them both on shoots and just putting them both in the bag. And my last lens, which is deep in the corner, which you can see from the top-down shot, you can't even see it. I just go deep in here. It's just a little 85mm lens. So we like this lens for interviews, tight shots. It looks really, really great. It's the RF version. It's like $600 or $700. Can't beat it if you're a Canon person. So that's kind of in the corner. And then let's talk about the batteries and some other stuff. I've got a micro cloth here, which again just fits in a little slot over here. I probably could put that in like the backpack zipper or something over here. And then I've got endless batteries. We're like really big V-mount battery people because with the Canon R5Cs, as you might know, the battery life sucks. It's like 30 minutes. That's not realistic at all on a shoot. So we have a lot of V-mount batteries just like this that we put in here. So I've got 1, I've got 2, let's see, 3, and then this is like my favorite V-mount battery for Canon users, which I feel like it's a little bit hidden secret, so I'm going to talk about it in a second. But 1, 2, 3, there's 4, 5, and then here we go, 6, 7. So I have 7 V-mount batteries in here, which you don't need most of that on a shoot. I mean, maybe if you're shooting all day and you can't charge your stuff, you do. But I just like having them, again, just in case. So I want to talk about this battery here, and it's a V-mount battery from Core, and it's honestly like the most underrated V-mount battery, I think, on the market. It's about 130, 145 bucks, and why I like it is because it has a plate on the top of it. So you can just take this plate off, put this on your camera, and then whenever you need to switch batteries, you can just pop it in and go. So I'll actually set it up for you here with this camera. We had this camera on a Ronin, so we had to take it off. We've kind of switched our Ronin around so it could work with V-mount. I have put these batteries on there, but it can get kind of heavy when you're doing like a 24-70 plus this V-mount battery on the bottom, and then, you know, you've got your lens and everything like that. So yeah, so watch. I'll just throw the screwdriver in there. We probably just keep that in there. But this is the best part. So like I'll do it underneath this camera too. So it just clicks in just like that. And then this part is the dummy battery part that they give you, and you plug it in and you're ready to go. I have recommended this to so many people for video, and I would say for photo. Like, I know photographers will go, no, V-mount battery, that's crazy. We don't need a V-mount battery. Well, if you want to change batteries all day and have 3 or 4 that you carry around and hope they're charged, that's fine. Or you could probably take photos on this literally all day and it will never run out. When we use these at weddings, this battery probably lasts about half the day, and that's like with a Catholic ceremony. So it's like, oh, we get all the getting ready shots, we shoot the ceremony, that's like an hour long, and this is on for like an hour. And then after that, you're like, it's at 15%, I should probably change it. So I love it just because, again, when you need to switch out your battery, you just pop it off, you say, oh, I'm done with that one. Oh, I got another one. Pop it on, you're good to go. So if you don't want to rig out your camera, this battery is amazing. Okay, so now that you've listened to my rant about V-mount batteries, let's actually talk about the bag again. As you can see, it fits a ton of stuff, and it's really easy to just say like, hey, I want to put a screwdriver in there. I'm just going to throw it in the corner, and now that's that spot forever. There are some things I don't like about this bag. And again, I said at the beginning of the video, maybe it's because I'm a little self-conscious. So I'm about 5'7". On a great day with shoes. So I'm a shorter person, and when I put this bag on, it looks like I'm a kid going to his first day of kindergarten with the big backpack. It's big when you put it on. It looks good on a table and everything like that, but I feel kind of silly when I take it off the table and I kind of put it on like this. So as you can see, it's like as big as me. Again, is that an issue? Not really. But it is a very big bag when you load it up. Now, it does distribute the weight pretty well, and obviously you have some things like some front straps here. There's no bottom strap to keep you locked in, so just keep that in mind if you're like, oh, I'm going to go on a 2-hour adventure with all my camera gear. This could probably get pretty heavy over some time. So just something to keep in mind, and it's really like my only beef with this camera bag is just, again, look at that. I look like a child going to school with their big bag. So, I mean, again, that's maybe just a me thing. I think, though, we will be keeping this bag for one main reason, and that's organization. If you are someone who struggles with organizing your gear, I mean, look at all this stuff behind me. It's sometimes hard to just have a home for something, especially when you're doing different jobs. Like for us, our Canon R5Cs, they're mostly for creative stuff, like, you know, like interviews and maybe shooting some B-roll at a basketball game or something like that. They're mostly for creative stuff. But occasionally we take them out and use them for like a live stream. Like if someone wants to do like a 30-minute live stream announcing their product, we're doing our Canon R5Cs. We're not doing the Sony PTZs. But really, this is a good bag for me to just keep all my stuff in and just make sure I know exactly where it's at. That's what we're doing. So again, on larger shoots, this bag is going to be great because it can carry all of our stuff, and we can put it on our cart, wheel it around, or one of us can put it on our back and we can walk around with it. So that's the video about the Sakk Pack V2. We went on some side quest adventures there, but let me know what you guys think of this bag. Do you have it? What do you use for it? How is it set up? I'd love to see some photos. I'll pop my Instagram up on screen. Definitely DM me some photos of what you're doing with this bag, or maybe a video, because I want to improve my setup in here. And I think it's okay right now, but it definitely can get better. And also, if there's anything that you put in your camera bag that's like an absolute must, put it in the comments down below. Like, I feel like there's a lot of people who go like, oh my God, I have to have an Allen wrench or something in my bag. Like, how do you not have that in there? I want to know what you put in your camera bag, because I'll probably add it to this. Like, the one thing I do definitely need to add, here, I'll grab it really quick, is, I just had them, is like an air tag, right? I have to put an air tag in this bag so we don't lose it, but that is something where it's like everyone, in my opinion, should have an air tag on their camera bag or on their camera. They make those cool little clamps now that you can put them on there, or cool little attachments, but this is going right in the top pocket up here. So again, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.